How's everyone doing today? This is Adam with Commander on a Budget. Today we'll be getting to another episode of Budget Brews. Today we'll be going over Drizzet. We're going to go over a really interesting Selesnya sacrifice deck that also doubles as a +1/+1 counter deck. Let's hop on into it. So the first section I want to go over are cards that pretty much help us sacrifice. The two main ones I want to go over are Fanatical Devotion, and pretty much lets you regenerate Driz while also pretty much helping you fuel him with all the +1/+1 counters for all the creatures you'll be sacrificing. Spawning Pit's another free sacrifice outlet. It can also help you make another dude. It's just a really great, cheap, free sac outlet. I like it a lot. There's a whole lot of support for +1/+1 counters, especially in green and white. So cards like Dust Shell Crawler is an absolutely fantastic way. Plus, it helps give Driz trample. Same can also be said for Tuskguard Captain and Primalkin. Absent Falconeer is also an absolutely fantastic way for you to help get Driz in and pretty much help you close out a game, especially if you want to go the more Voltron route. Depending how low your life is, Abzan Battle Priest is a fantastic way for you to be able to stabilize, especially depending how big Driz can get. An absolute slam dunk in almost any green base +1/+1 counter deck. Forgotten Ancient. This card, if not answered, can get out of control and pretty much help you close out a game. Same can also be said with Froghemoth. This is actually one of my personal favorite cards from Adventures of the Forgotten Realm. It's crazy. This thing hits once or twice, that can pretty much close out a game. Obviously, we're running a +1/+1 counter deck, so we would definitely want to run proliferation effects. I specifically like Evolution Sage in the deck. That's kind of self-given, though. This next section I'm going to go over is going to be the officially costed, high-powered creatures that you can really run in Driz in order to give them more +1/+1 counters. So Groundbreaker is absolutely fantastic. Force of Savagery is honestly insane in this deck. Same can be said with Phyrexian Soulgorger. Depending on the board state and how many creatures die this turn, Purple Worm can be for just 2 green mana and an 8/7 with Ward. It's pretty good. It's really interesting. It's a very hyper budget card for the deck. Some more generic synergies that I would run in this deck before I get to the upgrade section and during a Scale Lord. This card can pretty much get out of control depending on how many creatures continually enter the battlefield. It's real great. Lenore Autumn Sovereign is also an absolutely fantastic draw engine for this deck, pretty much because you'll be switching power so often. You'll always have 3 different power at most of the time. Elysian Caryatid's a really interesting mana dork for the deck. Conclave Mentor is an absolutely fantastic way for you to add more counters on it, and you get a benefit whenever it dies. Empire's Blade Trainee is an absolutely fantastic way for you to keep counters on the board so you can distribute them however you need to. Also want to throw this in real quick, you can obviously run Ivy Lane Denizen, along with Scurry Oak or Herd Baloff as a pretty much an infinite way to make a bunch of tokens and close out the game. Upgrades for the deck are pretty simple. You want stuff to pretty much help double counter, so Primal Vigor is real good. Hardened Scales is an even cheaper version of that. And the Owl's is also a fantastic way for you to be able to keep counters on the board.